Hi Blender fans and welcome once again to Blender TC. In today's mini tutorial we're just going to cover something that I've been asked for. This was asked for by CM and he wanted to know how do we make the actual spotlights that you sometimes see in films that actually show up on walls and things like that. So in this tutorial we're going to actually cover this. This is just going to be another addition to the beacon tutorial. So let's begin. The spacebar, like so. The reason being is that it can get quite annoying sometimes. So I'm just going to wait until it's not facing me, and I'm just going to actually then press the shift and press the left click. And as you can see, now the actual lens is now pointing along the X direction. But what we've got to do is, first of all, we've got to actually set up our scene. So I'm just going to press the end key, and in views, what we've got is we've got this camera here. So if you actually hit the camera, this means that you can actually alter the viewport, and we can hold shift down and actually move things down into shot and use the mouse wheel just to move closer if you wish. And the reason we're doing this is just to actually set up our walls in our scene just for this light to actually reflect off of. So first of all, the walls there, well, there is no walls, but this plane is much too large. So I'm just going to select the plane like so. You can do it in there, or you can actually physically select it. And I'm just going to scale this down like so, just to make it become a lot closer. And in fact, I'm going to go into edit mode, and I'm just going to move this G and Y just to move it out that way. And I'm going to move G and X just to move it a bit further this way. So pressing tab key takes us in and out of edit mode. So if we actually press the tab key and we select the sides of the plane, I'm just going to select, go on line select up here and select these two lines, and then E to extrude in the Z direction. Wait for the blue line to appear and just put that. Unfortunately, I still had this actual edge selected, so I'm just going to undo that by pressing Ctrl and Z. So select this edge here, select this edge here, select this edge here by holding the shift key down, and this edge by holding the shift key down, and E and Z just to make our quick walls. So if we actually hit our animation again, you can see a glow, but you can't actually see a spotlight or anything in our scene. So let's just add this to our scene. I'm just going to make this a little bit darker because it's quite bright by just reducing some of these lights. So press the tab key to go back out of edit mode, and I'm just going to make our scene a little bit darker just because I wish to. So I'm just going to make that darker and just find the lights in our scene and just make our scene that little bit darker like so. So if I just press the space bar, select our scene, or I've pressed the C by mistake. So if you press escape, if you've accidentally pressed circle to select, pressing escape will actually unselect it, like I've just done there. Pressing space bar, and as you can see, we've got our lamp just turning round, but that's not what we want. We want the actual spotlights to actually appear on these walls. So let's just do that then. So what I did there is I press shift and the left arrow just to take this to actually frame 1. So this is now pointing at our wall, and I'm just going to quickly add in a light, and the light I'm going to add in is a spotlight like so. As you can see, the spotlight's pointing straight down, which we don't wish it to do. So I'm just going to rotate the spotlight by pressing the R key, then the Y key, and I think I'm just going to do this to 100 degrees like so. So as you can see, our spotlight has now moved to 100 degrees, but we can't really see it, and the reason we can't see it is because it's actually being blocked by this guard, and the way we get around that is actually to increase the radius like so, And let's increase the brightness to 1000, just so we can actually see our spotlight. And as you can see, our spotlight has appeared. So increase our radius like so. You can actually change the size of our spot by changing the size like so, and we can make it blend into our scene by taking this right up. So you've got a soft filter there and an actual, now you move it just to wherever you actually like it. Change it to something that's about the color of the bulb like so. So we've now got our spotlight shining on our wall or our floor, and I'm just gonna increase its brightness just that little bit more. So take the spotlight and I'm just going to take this up to 10,000, and maybe alter the angle of our spotlight by going in this little square. I'm just going to alter it because I want it to actually sort of shine on the floor as well. And as you can see, we've now got our spotlight. So with the inside part of our spotlight here is called the lamp, like so, which is our lens, as you can see there. So we want our lens to be the parent to this spotlight. So what we've got to do is, I think it's that we've got to actually select the spotlight first, because the spotlight is the child. Then press the control key down, and then we're going to select the lamp, which is the center of our lens, like so. And then anywhere on the black, right click, and then we've got a thing called parent, and we're going to just parent object. What that's done is made this light, which is the child, hold the hand of the lamp in the center. So now this should turn at the same speed as the lamp, and if we press the space bar, as you can see, this will make our spot go round in a big circle. And if we just add in a few objects into our scene, and I'll just undo that camera because I just want to back it out slightly, just to about there. So that locks our camera now into view. So if I press the 0 key, we're just looking through our camera. And I'm just going to add in a monkey's head, for instance. Add mesh, add the monkey, G and Z, G and X, add a monkey's head. I'm going to make it nice and shiny just by adding the material into it, and just make it really, really shiny, metallic, like so. And take the roughness down to 0, or close to 0, and maybe add a bit of smoothness into that. Shade smooth. So we've got a shiny monkey's head, and if we just advance it slightly, as you can see, the monkey's head will cast a shadow in the background, and the sharpness of the shadow entirely depends on the spot that you've got there, or the actual, so you can alter things, and this will actually change the radius and how the monkey's head is going to look. And I think the smaller the radius, the sharper the image will become. And if we reduce the size, as you can see, we've got an actual monkey's head on one side casting shadows. I'm just going to render this out quickly just to show you what it looks like in our final render. And you could add in another object. I'll just add in a cone, G and Y, G and Z, just take it up in the air, scale it just so it gets in the way of things. And as you've seen, that's going to cast a shadow as well. So I'm just going to render this out quickly just to finish off our tutorial. I think you get the idea of what the effect we wanted to create. So render, animation. Please subscribe to my channel if you like my content, and I hope this helps you CM and solved your problem. So join me again on Blender CC. Bye for now. Let's just render this out.